Do you have a 401k available to you at work? If you don't, your employer might soon be required to have one in place. I'll explain coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. I don't know why. I mean, obviously, you know, there are rules out there, laws out there for a reason, but when it comes to government creating new laws or new requirements, it just, like the hair on the back of my neck stands. I just don't like it. And so obviously, I'm a big fan of employer-provided retirement plans. Your 401k or retirement plan through work is your most powerful wealth building tool. It is. And one of the very first things that you're going to do when you sit down with your certified financial planner who does comprehensive financial planning is they're going to evaluate your tax strategies, your tax shelters, and how you're using the 401k, the IRA, the Roth IRA to optimize your savings and get as much compound interest that stays in your pocket in a tax sheltered way as possible. And so, big fan of the 401k, 403b, simple IRA, all that sort of stuff. Big fan, okay? And yet, Congress is talking about, and actually it seems pretty likely they're going to pass, the requirement that if your company doesn't offer a 401k, they're going to have to. Let's get into it. Obviously, we have a retirement readiness issue here with the average American. I mean, on average, folks don't have as much saved up as they should for retirement. They either haven't saved up as much as they need to, they're not currently saving up as much as they need to, they didn't get started early enough, they got started too late, something like that, and it's creating this retirement readiness gap. Now, this is a big issue. I mean, such a big issue. We are passionate about it. Korhorn Financial Group and the Wise Money Show, all of this is designed to help you. If you're feeling that way, okay, what steps do you need to be taking to get on track? I've seen a lot of people, almost everyone comes in and says, I wish I started earlier. That's the most common phrase heard in here. But we've never seen someone where we haven't been able to build a plan, build a path forward. So it really just takes a little bit of effort to get started and face your facts and make a plan to go forward. However, there is this gap. There's a gap with retirement readiness, and the government cares about this, and we should all care about it, because if you're not prepared, or the average person isn't prepared to walk away from their paycheck in their late 60s or at 70, then financially they'll be relying more on social safety nets, which is costly and problematic, and they won't be spending as much, which will hurt the economy, and there's all sorts of other issues. And so we've got to bridge this gap. Now, to me, I resist the idea that the government's going to force a business to offer a retirement plan. Simply because every single person has at their disposal, they've got an IRA, a Roth IRA, they've got tax shelters available to them. All they need to do is get started. And it's never been easier to get started than it is right now, thanks to technology and so on, where you can click a few buttons, you can have a very brief conversation and get an IRA open, a Roth IRA open. It's easy to set it up to automatically, be contributed to right out of your checking account. So fairly easy to set up right now, but Congress is taking aim, saying no, it needs to be even easier. We need to make it even easier. If we do that, then that will help shrink this gap. I have my doubts. I do. However, they didn't ask my opinion. So here's the proposal. It's within the Build Back Better legislation, and it's what they're saying is employers that have, I believe, 100 employees or more, if they don't already offer a retirement plan, they would be required to offer a retirement plan or set up a way to contribute, for employees to contribute directly out of their paycheck to a 401k, 403b, IRA, something like that, automatically. They've got to set that up. What's more is not only with that, but they've also got to set up automatic enrollment. And so this automatic enrollment is when this plan is available to you, you would be automatically added to it. You'd have to actually sign something, take some action to get out, as opposed to take action to enroll. The auto enrollment means you're by default, you're enrolled in the plan. You've got to take action to get out of it. And then thirdly, there's an auto escalation, meaning you would start, if you're automatically enrolled, you'd start contributing 6% of your paycheck directly into this plan. And then each year, that would increase by 1% until your total contributions are 10%. All of that would be required. If you're thinking of this saying, yeah, listen, Mike, I don't love it when I'm forced to do something either from the IRS. I get rules and all that stuff, but when Congress and the government says you have to do this, makes me a little frustrated. As a small business owner, there's a reason I haven't offered this plan. The cost to administer it, the cost to even set it up, the hassle of dealing with this with employees, I'm not structured to do that. Well, all taxpayers are banding together to help you. And what I mean by that is within the proposal, Congress is actually saying there would be tax credits available to businesses to help offset the costs of having this plan. And those amounts vary depending on whether you're starting a new plan or what type you're starting and all that, but and the size of your business. But ultimately, those tax credits, obviously that money doesn't grow on trees, so tax credits means it's money flowing from taxpayers to these different, to fund these certain credits. And so in a way, taxpayers would be bearing the brunt of forcing employers to offer a retirement plan that never chose to offer one in the past. What are the odds that this thing passes? A retirement plans expert recently came out and said, listen, it's all rumor right now. It's just a proposal. But I believe he said, I would give this thing a 75% chance of passing. If it does, it would go into effect 1/1 of 2023. What should you do? Well, if you run a small business, come talk to your certified financial planner. Again, I always talk about having a CFP that does comprehensive financial planning, so looks at all 6 areas of your financial life. That's what we do here. We even have retirement plan experts on our team. So if you run a small business and you've said, I've always thought about having a 401k, but we're just getting started, or I'm not sure we're big enough, or, I looked at it 10 years ago and it didn't seem like it was, really feasible. Sit down and talk to someone. It is easier today to get them started, to get it started. It's cheaper, even without the passing of this new legislation. There are already tax credits, and it's already fairly affordable to get this started through a multi-employer plan or PEP plan as well. So there's currently options even without this legislation. So if you run a small business and you don't offer a 401k or retirement plan, sit down, talk to a CFP, explore what options there are to help. If you work at an employer where they don't offer a retirement plan, you can still set up a retirement plan. You can set up an IRA, a Roth IRA. There's no requirement that your employer has to offer a plan in order for you to contribute. It just makes it slightly more convenient, but it is already pretty stinking convenient. So if that's been holding you back, don't be worried. Don't be hesitant. Contact your certified financial planner and get started. Get started. And then finally, my firm belief is government laws are not, that's not what's standing in the gap between where you are today and some financial goal in the future for you. There's not a government gap that all of a sudden, if the government solves this, it's going to make it so much easier, or you'll be able to go from here to there. It's not. There's more to it than that, and it's a lot about working with a coach, a Sherpa, to help you get from here to there in the most efficient, effective way possible. So to me, if you're in that gap, if you are one of the statistics saying, yeah, I'm probably behind where I should be, and getting ready for retirement, work with a certified financial planner. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team for help. We'd love to help you. We are passionate about helping you with that. So you can find us online, Korhorn.com, that's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.